Hey there, happy Wednesday. In fact, it's my BFF's birthday today. So happy birthday, Nancy. You're catching up to me. We are exactly the same age. I'm just a couple of months older. But hello, Gary from Yuma, who voted early. Please, guys, write in the comment section where you are from. And I would love to give you a shout out and say hello. I so appreciate each and every one of you. I usually come to you live about this time every week with an update about what is going to or who is going to be on my Faith and Freedom show on Real America's Voice. And I have to say, I think this week's show is going to be the best ever. I mean, I have had a lot of good ones. I really have. But I've got Rudy Giuliani. Are you kidding me? Rudy Giuliani on my show. It comes out Sunday live, but you'll be able to watch it on Friday as well. If you go to realamericasvoice.com, realamericasvoice.com. I'm going to look for the lower third for that. realamericasvoice.com, 10 a.m. Sunday. So you can go to americasvoice.news. And again, it's live every Sunday at 10 a.m. on the Real America's Voice network. If you type in Real America's Voice, you'll get there. But also americasvoice.news. And then all you have to do, if you look on Friday, go to shows, like there's the little lines, go to shows, and then look for Faith and Freedom with Shemaine. This Sunday, I think, is one of the best shows I've ever done. Such important information. Rudy Giuliani joins me. Also, Dr. Brian Artis. Dr. Brian Artis has a new book out that I can't even say what the title is here. And if you don't know about Dr. Brian, Bryan Artis, Ardis, look up his book on Amazon. I can't even say it here, but it is information you need to hear. And we also have Matt Landman. I can't talk about what we're going to be talking about on the show. That's why I'm so excited that I have a platform. I'm so shadow banned on social media. After I had Alex Jones on, I probably can't even say his name. I had him on. I get like 2 comments on a video, which is not normal, or a post on Instagram, which is not normal for me. So the powers that be don't like that we have our First Amendment, or especially our Second Amendment, but yeah, the First Amendment. Anyways, I'm so grateful for Real America's Voice to have that platform and be able to talk about whatever I want. And my guests can talk about whatever we want. But with Matt, we'll talk about, how do I say this? I should have like a whiteboard so I can write it. And I won't have to say things and get in trouble. Okay, let's see if I can say it without getting banned. Geoengineering. And what just happened in a few states that actually Marjorie Taylor Greene called out. And what's going on in Wyoming with all the fires? Did you know that they've been able to manipulate those things for decades? Like a long time, they've been able to manipulate those things. They can make those things right there. They can make it rain. Did you know that? So we talk about that. Lots of those in Jackson today. Yes, I have seen that. It's unbelievable. And then I also have on Trisha Rodriguez, who, if you guys have ever heard Switch to America with Shemaine, it's switchtoamericawithshemaine.com. I'm not kidding. If you like meat, if you like beef, you should get this. Ted and I love this, even though we're hunters and we don't have to worry about where our food comes from. Do not buy meat from the grocery store. Do not buy it. You don't know what's in it. I have a video on my show today about all the meat, that thousands sometimes of different meat and parts of meat of animals go into ground beef that you buy at the grocery store. So switch to America with Shemaine. It's funny because when Trisha first asked me if I wanted to try it, or if I, yeah, I wanted to become a sponsor on my show. I said, I got to try it first. I have to try it. So make sure if you don't want, what's going on right now, right? If you're watching the show, you're pretty awake, you're pretty aware. We've had hurricanes in North Carolina. When does that happen? And there's potential port strikes and lots of things going on. You should be prepared. Get switched to America with Shemaine.com. So anyways, I talked with Trisha about it. I guess I don't have the lower third for this. Thought I did. Let's see. Oh, I can see. Oh, here it is. Switch to America with Shemaine.com. Yay, switch to America with Shemaine. So how are you guys? Please, I'm going to take a look at your comments. Hello. Thank you for being here. Hello, John S. I'm glad you are here. And hello, Heather. 500. Yes. Yes. That's what we talk about. Look at the patents. And Alex Jones and I talked about that on my show last week. Matt Landman and I talk about that too. Lots in Florida. It's everywhere, guys. We cannot trust the air, soil, and water and our food source. We can't trust it anymore. Okay, I'm looking more. Sorry, I've been talking all afternoon, so I have to get a sip of water. Lee Dundas has a, yes. Oh, that's a good one. Thank you so much. Lee Dundas. Okay, great. Trisha's baby. Okay, David's been on my show before, but I will. Thank you for the comments. They were asking me who would be my ideal guests. So if you guys have comments, let me know and I will reach out to them. The number one, of course, would be President Trump. Of course. I've had Don Trump Jr., I've had Laura Trump. I haven't had Eric Trump. Ivanka, I don't think, does any interviews. I've had Kimberly Guilfoyle. I've had Byron Donalds, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Kash Patel many times. I need to get Kash back. So yeah, I'm going to get David on. Yes, I subscribe to Nino's Corner. Yes, ninoscorner.tv. I've had Juan O'Savin on my show many times. So many people. Okay, when I was, I have to. Okay, Christine, I'm looking at the comments. They're very interesting, guys. Hey, hello, Christopher from Sturgis, Michigan. Thank you so much for being here, David. You know, I'm glad you brought this up, Gary, because this is what I wanted to talk to you about. And I talked with Trisha about on my show just a minute. Someday I want to do like a girls podcast where we can just kind of not spill the beans, but just have, really casual conversations about everything. And I love my show, my Faith and Freedom show, but they're only like 10 or 12-minute segments. So I kind of have to cut people off. And I do love doing the long form interviews. But one of the things that we're talking about, I'm not a rocket scientist, obviously. I'm not a theologian, obviously. But I do know that there is, it doesn't take either of those to know that something's going on. Something big is about to happen. Have we had our October surprise yet, or is that to come? I don't know. What's going to happen on November 5th? I don't know. But I do know that they can modify those and they can taint our food source. There's lines up there that have all kinds of pollution and things in it that make us sick. It makes us sick in our food source. Doctors, there's a lot of well-meaning doctors and good doctors. Dr. Brian Ardis, Dr. Richard Bartlett, both have been on my show. Dr. Ardis is going to be on my show Sunday. I can't even talk about what his book is about. but he's got a new book out, and it's about, okay, let's see how I can take, I need to have like code words. Who remembers Pig Latin when we were kids? Did you ever do that? Ah, I'm gonna have to start speaking in code. Okay. Um, coastal town in North Carolina. Is it Charlotte, or is that actually how you spell it? Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you are well. Hope, uh, guys, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone in North Carolina, in Florida, in Georgia that were affected by the hurricanes. This is getting serious. What I was going to tell you is that recently I've kind of taken a step back from some social media, especially on Instagram, since I'm so suppressed. And I have had 3 different people in my close family circle that have had serious life-threatening illnesses. And I've had to become kind of a caretaker in some instances. And I had this piece about me. All 3 happened within a span of like 4 days, 5 days. And while there were moments of flat out bawling my eyes out, there were also moments of peace from God that only God can bring. And I know that whatever is going on, the more I am reading the Bible, and I'm not a theologian. I couldn't quote a whole lot of Bible verses. I can, Ephesians 6:11-12, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenlies. So put on that full armor. You were born for such a time as this, Esther 4:14. Anyways, I do think that there is a lot going on right now. This is obviously a battle of good versus evil. These are obviously difficult times for so many people. It's so heartbreaking to think that the powers that be are doing this intentionally to us. So where am I going with this? What can we do? I'm gonna okay. What can we do? We have to take care of ourselves. We have to, like the flight attendant says, put the oxygen mask on ourselves first before helping anyone else. You can't help anyone else. And I noticed this. I've had to drive to a hospital 300 miles round trip a couple times in the last week, and then spend hours and hours at the hospital with a family member. And I won't get into any of the details, but I couldn't have done that unless I was healthy and I had the strength and energy. So what am I doing? I realized that I need to step up my game. And my stepson Toby actually told me he was doing something called rucking, Rucking, where you run around, you go for a run, but you put weights in your backpack. It's a specific way to do it. And I'm like, I don't know. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody and they just inspired you? So thank you, Toby. It inspired me to do more. I can do more. I put weights in, I ran around today with 5-pound weights in each hand, and I did Tabata. If you don't know what Tabata is, you can get an app on it, and it's 40 seconds of, is it 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, or vice versa? Anyways, there is an app for it. And if one way that you can start, a lot of people don't know where to start as far as exercise. For those of you who don't know, I've been in the fitness industry for 40 years, more than 40 years. I still struggle with it. I'm not I'm not in the best shape of my life, but I should get in it. Not to do like anything, I'm not taking any photos or anything, but just to be healthy. I want to be healthy and strong so that I can take care of everybody else in my life that I need to. So these are important times, guys. These are critical times. I would say, biblical times. Everybody I know is saying, okay, we are one step closer to finding out what's really going on. Every single day, we're getting closer and closer. We've got November 5th just around the corner. It's in a matter of weeks, guys. A lot can happen. A lot will happen. Either way, again, I can't get into too much here because I'm so shadow banned. I have done just interviews on Rumble before, where I can. Do we have people on Rumble from here? Let me know if you're watching on Rumble. Love you guys. And Rumble is providing me with a pretty good platform that we can say whatever we want, hopefully. But I think it's like Kevin Scholl says, yes, we all need to take care of ourselves so that we can be available. We can have the strength and health to take care of other people. And I've never known a time more in my life when we need that. And it's now. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows if there's going to be power outages, food supply shortages, EMP attacks, worse. But one thing is for sure, we have to be ready. You know, you have a fire extinguisher in your house or your car for a reason. You carry an umbrella in your car. I do anyway. And we need to be ready, mind, body, and spirit. And the more, like when I get up in the morning, I usually have some quiet time because Ted gets a little bit loud. So I get up early, just me and the dogs, and I'm usually doing some Bible study. And there's a few people that I watch on TV, on TBN, or it's a couple of other networks. Yeah. And I get my Bible out and I do a little bit of reading, not a lot, but the more I read, the more I want to read. Last year, I did the Bible in a year. This year, I should have done it again. We're all busy, right? Okay. I don't know. I'm looking at these comments. Not everyone on the left is evil. I'm talking about voters. If you're talking about the government, yeah, there's some crazy stuff. Yeah. Reading your comments. Yes. Good comments. That is very tiring to do all that. Okay, the one thing that I wanted to share with you, if you want to level up your game, fitness, you want to go to the next level, increase the intensity, the frequency, or the duration with which you work out. So Tabata is a perfect example, or HIIT, high intensity interval training. So let's say you'd go for a walk. You do a mile or two every day. You will reach a plateau where your body has this adaptation principle where it will adapt to physical stress and emotional stress in your body. So we need to strike the muscles in different ways. And one of those things you could do, increasing the intensity, high intensity interval training, where for a short period of time, you go all out. It could be 20 seconds, 40 seconds, couple minutes, whatever. And then you rest. That is a new way. A lot of people are doing like sprinting and things like that. Increase the intensity, the frequency. If you're walking a couple miles 3 times a week, make it 4 times a week or 5 times a week. And the duration, the frequency and duration and intensity with which you work out. So put a little bit more stress, physical stress on your body, not stress, not tension. But the other thing that I've noticed, not saying I have anybody in my life who reacts to situations where they, oh my gosh, not saying that, but I have noticed that the one thing that we can control is our response to stress, emotional stress. And the more we are rooted in our faith, the easier it gets. Nobody gets out of this life unscathed or alive. We all have trials and tribulations to endure. And it's interesting, isn't it? I look at some of the things I've gone through in my life, and during the times that I went through them, like getting sick and almost dying from toxic mold, never thought I'd get through it. There was a time when I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs if my life depended on it. And then a few years later, I'm teaching Zumba all over the world. Like, what? So those valleys prepare us for the mountains. Those dark times prepare us for what's to come. And every time that something good happens in my life, I'm always not skeptical, but I don't get overexcited because I know that it's just giving me a breather. I got to fill up my cup, and really recenter, refocus my mindset, and then dive in deep again. And I'm challenging my body in different ways. I'm going swimming. I've done cold plunges. I'm not a fan. I will tell you, my son Rocco loves them. And I know there's a lot of benefit to it, but I take at the end of my shower, I turn it all away in cold and stand there for a couple of minutes. So I do cold plunges, but again, I'm not a fan. I do know the benefit of it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Watch my show. It's on Real America's Voice or americasvoice.news. You can go there right now when we're done and check out some of the previous shows I've done. I am blown away by all the guests that I'm getting. Again, this Sunday, if you join me late, this Sunday is Rudy Giuliani. I've got Matt Landman talking about these things in the sky. What can you actually manipulate those to do things and create different patterns in what's going on and make it rain? We talk about that, talk about what is really in our food, the meat that you buy at the store. You're not going to like it. You might want to become a hunter real fast or get switched to America with Shemaine. Switch to America with Shemaine.com. Okay, guys, have a great day. I do know this. I always end my show, and I fought for this. I always end my show with something on my Faith and Freedom show on Real America's Voice with funny pet videos, because I think it's super important to laugh and to bring a smile to your face. So the more times that you can do that with other people and for other people, I think that's winning. I think that's what God really wants us to do, is bring joy to other people's lives. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Please share this. I am ridiculously suppressed and shadow banned, and I would love to make sure that I have this communication and be able to chat with you again in the future.